Here's how you can remove the background from your images in your Bubble app, just like this website here. And I'm going to be showing you how I've built this simple page and API connection to remove the green background from this image of me, one of the images that we use on our videos. And if you want to see more videos like this, then click the link down in the description, because we've got hundreds of Bob tutorial videos just like this one. But I'm going to dive right in now into the API here. So I've signed up for an account with these guys, and then I've gone into their API documentation and I've looked for their image file, URL, and I've taken what they've got written here and translated that into the Bubble API connector. So I've added the Bubble API connector. I've added the name remove.bg, and then I have to authenticate because it's like a password. It's how, if I use the service a lot, they'd want to know who to bill, which account. So I add the private key in header. It's got this name, and here's my key value, which I'll be deleting as soon as I publish this video. And then I go ahead and I add an API call. And so I can name this anything I like. I've said upload and process. I've set it as an action and the data type as image. Now, in 99% of my demonstrations with the Bubble API connector, this is set to JSON because we get a load of text data in JSON code back. But actually, this API in some ways is nice and clean. It just responds back with the processed image. Then I need form data. Again, most of the time we use JSON, but in this case we use form data. And then I have the parameters image file, and I set that to be send file. Now I've got all of that from this documentation here, which is, here's the endpoint. And then I've actually not added in the size parameter, doesn't need it. But we can see that this goes in the header, just explain that. And then we have image, and then the file. Now you can do this two different ways. You could just point at an image URL, and you could do that just as easily with Bubble, but I've gone with image file because the image might not be a public image. If you've got the right privacy rules set up around uploading files and images and attached files in your privacy rules, then your images, even if you were to direct link to them, may not be accessible. And so this third-party service wouldn't be able to pick the image up from the URL. So we're actually just sending the file instead. We're not saying, look here, here's the file. We're saying, here's the file. Okay. Then let's dive in a little bit deeper. I had to initialize it by uploading a file here, and I got no errors, and so it's successfully initialized. That means that I can go onto my page, and my page is called image demo, and on the page I have a custom state that I've called processed image, and it's of type image, because I want to be able to display the results by adding an image element to my page and saying go to my custom state and show the processed image. It's just my way of recalling it without necessarily saving the image to my database. Now, the image is not saved to a field in my database, but the image will take up space in the file manager of my Bubble app. So I am still taking up space of my Bubble app quota by doing this to the image. I've then got an image uploader, and I've got a button. So let's have a look. When the button is clicked, I run my API call. Now I see this in here, and if I wanted to find it again, I could go into plugins and search for my remove background. And so it's remove background, upload and process, and that's just because that's exactly what I've named it here. Okay, so yours may be different. Then I say take the result of step one and set the state. So I'm populating the custom state with the image, and the end of all of that, and it literally just takes seconds to do, is a rather quick and impressive background removal tool built completely with no code using the background removal API and combining that with my Bubble app.